Hey, hi, hello there everyone, welcome to Tiger in the Tube show of stuff and gunk. This week I'm answering the question, in the world of Pokemon, when a Pokemon trainer has successfully weakened and then captured a Pokemon when the Pokemon is stored safely inside its little Pokeball, just what happens to it? What is it like inside those Pokeballs? Hypothetically speaking, of course. There are a lot of fan theories around this one, including but not limited to the fact that A. Pokeballs are actually bigger on the inside TARDIS-like spaces that contain a pocket dimension suited specifically to the Pokemon that's just been captured. B. Pokeballs are actually a kind of advanced teleportation device that sends the Pokemon to a holding area of sorts on our current plane of existence. And C. Pokeballs actually contain a miniaturization device that shrinks the Pokemon down so that it can fit in the Pokeball as is seen from our point of view. The canon answer to this is kind of vague depending on whether you've been reading the manga, watching the anime, or playing the games. And the only real answer that we've been given is, according to the anime at least, the miniaturization theory where the Pokemon are shrunk down and then stored in the Pokeballs as is the correct one. But if this is the case, just how could this miniaturization thing work in our world? The process of miniaturization is one that, in our universe at least, probably can't occur, as it seemingly violates the law of conservation of energy. That's the rule that says that no energy or matter can be created or destroyed, and instead you have to convert between the two forms. This makes us ask some quite tricky questions about the whole shrinking Pokemon down thing. For instance, when you do shrink a Pokemon down so it can fit in the Pokeball, where does all of the excess matter go? Where does the bulk that made the Pokemon so much bigger than the ball disappear to? The answer to this one is actually possibly that this is dissipated as heat or light. As the Pokeballs do glow a lot, they give off a lot of light when a Pokemon is captured or returned to the Pokeball. If this all works and is valid, then fantastic, it all makes sense. And then it also makes sense that the Pokeball would release the Pokemon by drawing energy from some external source in order to convert it into matter and recreate the monster at its original size, which, accepting the monster part, is something that scientists actually only just proved in 2014 that was possible. But it does make us ask some more tricky questions, like where exactly does this external energy that's used to recreate the Pokemon come from? I don't have a solution for this one just yet, but if you guys do, maybe you can tell me in the comment section below. Moving on to the more hypothetical now, I'm wondering, does this mean that Pokeballs contain a special scanner that retain the current genetic blueprint for the Pokemon in question, a cell-for-cell reference that allows the device to reconstitute the monster at full size at the moment of summon, meaning that only the absolute minimum amount of physical and personality data has to be stored in the tiny little Pokeball space? This could then mean that during the scanning process, any extraneous physical data could be dissipated as heat or light, only to be reconstituted from energy from somewhere later on. And this actually sounds kind of painful when you think about it. Which brings me to my final questions, which are for you guys to answer in the comment section down below. Do you think that Pikachu doesn't like to go into the Pokeball because the miniaturization / scanning process scares him in some way? Or maybe it actually does hurt him and it doesn't hurt other Pokemon because they're naturally immune, and Pikachu has something wrong with him, which, I mean, you've seen the anime, he kind of does. Also, do you think that it would mean that maybe you could hack into a Pokeball, changing the genetic blueprint that's stored into it, upgrading the stats of the Pokemon, or maybe even changing it into another Pokemon entirely if you knew what you were doing? How cool would that be? Let me know in the comment section below what you think, please, and I will see you next week. Bye!